Hi everyone, Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, and I've been using iOS 18.5 for almost 1 week at this point. And in this video, I'm going to give you my overall experience talking about iOS 18.5. I'm going to talk about some new features, go over the battery life, battery health, and performance. And I'm also going to share the Geekbench score during the video as well. Now, in iOS 18.5, we have some new features, but iOS 18.5 is not really a big update. But if I go into Mail, if you take a look, you have a hint that something is off to the far right. If you look closely at that hint, it is the All Mail section. That's a hint that something is there, where the All Mail section is now cropped in iOS 18.5. I think that is a really interesting feature. If I go down to my lock screen, and let me clear all these notifications because I have so many of them. If I go to my lock screen here, and we go to wallpapers, in iOS 18.5, we now have the Pride Harmony wallpaper. If I select this wallpaper, it has a really nice animation when swiping up to the lock screen. I do love it when Apple gives us new wallpapers. These are really nice wallpapers in iOS 18.5. If I go into settings and we go down to screen time, if someone in your family is entering your screen time password, could be a child or younger sibling, you will now get notified about that password enter in this update. If we go to accessibility and we go to touch and we go to back tap, we have a new back tap banner. But there is a bug that I did have that I do want to mention in this follow-up. And it's one that's very interesting. And I did make a YouTube short on how to fix that bug. Essentially, the bug would happen when I select back tap, then quickly go into light mode. Then I would go back in to dark mode. Whenever I would pop up the banner, the text of the banner would be black on a gray background. I fixed that bug by going into settings, under display and brightness, turned off automatic, as I have my iPhone set on a summary to turn on light mode based on sunset and dark mode, or sunrise rather, and dark mode at sunset. I had to turn off and turn on the automatic timer in order to fix that dark mode bug, to fix the back tap text bug, as that bug was only happening at night for some reason. So that's a strange bug I wanted to mention in iOS 18.5. If we go to settings under device coverage in iOS 18.5, this interface looks a little bit different, as it now shows the Apple Care Plus logo. It will show that, but it doesn't show it over here if you don't have Apple Care Plus in iOS 18.5. If you take a screenshot of a photo and we delete it, in iOS 18.5, you now have the ability to delete all, recover all, and delete all. That is a new change in iOS 18.5. Now, as far as my overall performance with this update, if I go into podcasts, wait for it to load, it loads up perfectly good. Load it up over here. Everything loads up as it should. This can also depend on your Wi-Fi and cellular connection. We do some simple scrolling in the app library. Everything loads up nice and fast. If I go into my battery life, battery health settings, I'm at 83%. Sometimes I'm not making it through a full day with this iPhone. But I don't think this is accurate, as I just started using this device. It said I've been using it for 2 hours, but I only got up, I think, less than an hour ago. But it says I've been using this device for 2 hours. Sometimes it doesn't calculate it properly. But still, regardless, I don't sometimes make it through a full day. And I have to charge up this iPhone around 3 p.m., depending on when I start using it and how much I use it throughout the morning and midday. It doesn't make it through a full day, but that's to be expected with a battery health of 83% on an aging device such as my iPhone 12. But you see, I've gotten 2 hours, 6 minutes screen on time, 12 minutes screen off time. If I take a look at yesterday, I got 9 hours, 1 minute screen on time, 15 minutes of screen off time. Now, I will also share the battery health on my iPad as well. Here is the battery life on my iPad as well. Unfortunately, I'm not able to check battery health on this device, as this iPad doesn't support that. You will need the new iPad Pro and iPad Air to support that. But this is calculating it more accurately. I've been using this device and I had screen on 53 minutes, screen off for 2 minutes. Yesterday, I've had 4 hours, 50 minutes screen on time, 4 minutes of screen off time. Now, I can't really test battery health on this device as I don't really bring it out a ton of places, but I'm sure I wouldn't really make it through a day, just like I don't on my iPhone, as both of these devices probably have an aging battery, and I don't have a way to check it on this device, as you don't get battery health on older iPad models. Now, as far as the Geekbench score, I'm going to go ahead and run that, and I will share that as well. Geekbench completed, and I've scored 2,057 for single core, 4,711 for multi-core. If I take a look at when I ran it on iOS 18.4.1, I scored 2,066 for single core, 4,749 for multi-core. And on my iPad, I scored 2,093 single core, 5,130 for multi-core. And if I take a look at when I ran it last weekend, I scored 2,101 single core, 5024 for multi-core. As far as anything else from Apple, well, at this point, I will say now we are one update away from iOS 19. But I'll talk about that in just a sec. But iOS 18.6 is the update that we were supposed to get in a beta last week. However, we did not get that. Well, I would expect that beta to drop on Monday, May 19th or Tuesday, May 20th. Whenever it does drop, I will have a video. I won't be installed on that beta, but I will talk about what's new in it. And this is the reason why I say we are now one update away from iOS 19. Because at this time of the year, when the 0.6 update comes out, it usually releases and still is going through betas, while the major iOS, in this case iOS 19, is also in beta. So there will be now 2 betas running concurrently, and I will cover them both here on the Hawkins Tech YouTube channel. And I will make tons of videos talking about iOS 19, whether I install the beta or I don't install the beta. I will still cover it with screenshots and pictures here on this channel. And I will also make a video on iOS 18.6 when it releases. It's supposed to release to the public sometime in late June or mid-July. Whenever it comes out, I will have a video. So stay tuned for those 2 updates. iOS 19 is going to be the biggest update. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like and subscribe. I'm currently at 191, trying to get to 200 subscribers. And yesterday, I did make a YouTube short, as it has made 6 months since I've been on YouTube. I will do a live stream probably later today, talking about how good it's been having this channel. So stay tuned for that. My name is Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech. And if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.